Good morning, Chairman Buckley and members of the committee. My name is Mary Elizabeth Castle. I'm Director of Government Relations for Texas Values, testifying in favor of SB 13. We're very thankful for the opportunity to work closely with Chairman Creighton and Senator Paxton on SB 13 to ensure that we can once and for all deal with this issue with the sexually explicit library books in schools. And unfortunately, parents are still facing obstacles when it comes to an implementation of a policy to stop these inappropriate books in public schools across the state of Texas since last session. One of the key issues since last session has been the definitions in the bill. Clear, concise, tested definitions make good legislation, and that's why we agree with the FCC definition in the bill that's been upheld by the Supreme Court and FCC versus Pacifica Foundation. Indecent material is defined as depicts or describes sexual or excretory organs or activities in terms patently offensive as measured by contemporary community standards for the broadcast medium. In SB 13, the definition for harmful material comes from Section 43.24 of the Texas Penal Code, and the bill also uses the term indecent content, which is the same term and definition that has been used by the FCC, as I mentioned before, and has been upheld by FCC versus Pacifica Foundation. But the bill also addresses another very important part, too, that's been mentioned tonight, which is the grievance process and the process for addressing the inappropriate books. And it creates a very localized process and kind of smooths over the confusion that's with the current process from the last bill of last session. For example, we saw a lot of problems. A lot of parents came to us with problems with the current process from the last bill. For example, a Round Rock parent said the parent, the principal, and the librarian had to read all of the books at issue in its entirety, and afterwards all three of them had to have a meeting to discuss the book, and that created several problems where the librarian most likely had her opinion.
Please wrap up.
It created an awkwardness. And so there were also issues with timing as well. So we're glad this bill addresses those issues.
All right. Thank you.